This video, I'm going to show you why belief is the enemy, and I'm going to show you exactly what to do instead. I think that this video can be a powerful video that plants a seed that changes so much in your life, and I'm excited to share it with you. Welcome back to another video. My name's Aaron, and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you something that I call belief shifting, which is a process for shifting your beliefs, which will then completely change your life. And it has to do with, first off, understanding that our reality is a reflection of what we believe to be true. So from saying that, you might say, well, isn't the thing then that beliefs are good, that we have better beliefs? But it depends upon the different level of consciousness you want to focus on. Because this is a paradox in our reality. Our reality is set up so that whatever we believe to be true is reflected back to us. But the thing is, from one person to a different person, those things may be completely different things. And where we get kind of caught up is we try to debate other people about what the truth is. When in actuality, our beliefs about reality overlay our perception, which then has us perceive of a reality that is equal to that mental construct or that way of relation. So the power of the video I'm going to be sharing with you is going to be showing you two different forms of this perspective from two different levels of consciousness. In one level, yes, we can emphasize that beliefs are great and that you can get a better belief. If you believe right now that you're not worthy of being in a relationship, then what you could do is you could believe you are worthy of being in a relationship. But what I found to be even more powerful is simply doubting the belief that says you're not worthy. Doubt that belief. Because at a certain point in your past, what you did or someone did to you is there was a meaning that was integrated, that was internalized that says, I'm not worthy. Now, it doesn't mean that you need to say to yourself, I am worthy. No, of course you're worthy. But it's about letting go of what doesn't serve, letting go of that belief that is holding you back. Almost every belief we have is a limitation. Even if you say, oh, I'm going to believe that I am able to make this much per year. Well, eventually you will surpass that. When you surpass that, that will be a limiting belief. And from other people's perspective, that is a limiting belief. You see? So belief is something I wrote right here. Be life. Be life, which is belief. But I just wanted to emphasize, beliefs are lies that we tell ourselves to give us a certain level of limitation so that we can have a human experience. Doesn't mean they have to be bad, but it does mean that these beliefs are only true for a certain period of time. Even after we leave this realm, we will be in a higher vibrational state to where this may be completely unrelatable. But we're here for a period of time because we want to go through a transformation on the planet that's happening right now. But in general, belief is something that we can become aware of, because when you become aware of your beliefs, you can then change your life. Most people think of beliefs also in a way like stories, are just completely on autopilot. We've been given our beliefs when we're young. We think that's who we are now, and that's why we go through our life in autopilot mode over and over and over again, experiencing the same things over and over and over again, doing the same things over and over and over again, feeling the same emotions over and over and over again. It's because we are in that autopilot mind, and those beliefs are just on autopilot. So it's about becoming aware of these beliefs, and there's a 3-step process I'm going to share with you that has to do with belief shifting, and then I'm going to show you a shift in consciousness with this whole perspective that I think changes everything. Now, before we talk too much about belief, what I want to do is give you a general overview of how reality works and our internal mechanism. Now, understand that outer reality is simply a reflection of our inner reality. And let me show you how our inner reality works, of how we think. It does start with the mental. It goes mental, emotional, and then physical. So think of it in that kind of stream right here. Now we have belief, which then generates a feeling, which then causes the thought pattern, the thought stream, which then goes into the action that we take, the physical. So we got the mental, the emotional, the physical, and then the result that we get, which then reinforces that same belief. So this is the cycle of how our system on the inside works. Belief is also synonymous with meaning, whatever you give meaning to. So for example, if something happens and somebody tells you something when you were younger, you may give it a certain meaning that says, I'm a shy person. So maybe somebody says you're very awkward and they made fun of you or something. And then you go, oh, I'm very awkward. I'll tell a story of a friend last night we were chilling, and I have a friend that was talking about how when he was young, he was kind of shamed by a friend when they went to the bathroom, and this is gonna sound kind of dumb, but he went to the bathroom and he was peeing when he was like, probably like, I don't know, 7 or 8 years old, with his like pants all the way down, right? And one of his friends goes, "What the hell are you doing?" Or I don't know, probably said it in like little kid voice. "What are you doing? Pee like a man." And he felt so ashamed from having his pants like pulled down to pee. And, he didn't know that that's the way men do it. And he was just getting to that age or whatever where that became customary and normal. And then he felt shameful for it. And for years afterwards, he was talking about how he was so embarrassed by that he started to develop a level of stage fright because he just felt like he was going to do something wrong or embarrass himself. So you see, what would that belief be? Well, there was a certain meaning that was given. Maybe that meaning was around some friend that said something to him that he then internalized. He then got that meaning that he was doing something wrong, or felt like he always had to be on edge, or feel like he's embarrassed or awkward or kind of out of the loop. Develops that belief, which develops a certain feeling. The belief then goes to a feeling. The feeling of feeling weird, awkward, maybe in social situations, stage fright. There's a certain emotion of anxiety that comes up, which then fuels more thoughts. It says, why is this happening? It's because I'm not meant to be or it's weird, or I just didn't know about this, or people are going to judge me. Whatever that thoughts are that reinforce that feeling, that belief, then goes to the action of feeling afraid to do certain things, or really being inwards and not really expressing. And then goes to the result, which is whatever they get in reality from that action, which could be people thinking you are awkward, putting out that kind of energy and seeing that result, which then fuels that belief. So you see, this is the cycle of belief that most people aren't aware of. And the thing is in order for us to change our reality, we don't change the thoughts. So that's what a lot of people try to do with the law of attraction. They try just to think different thoughts. Just think different thoughts. But the key is thoughts are actually down here on this little cycle. It's about belief, the meaning you give things. The belief, the meaning about who you are. And when you realize that, then you generate a different feeling. You cannot have a feeling without first having a belief about something. You cannot have a feeling without first having a belief. If you were to lose your job, look at the frame of that. If you were to lose your job, then what would happen is you may give it the meaning that, what would this mean? Will I be able to pay my bills? Maybe I'm not worthy to I'm not a good employee. The meaning you give it would then generate that feeling of fear. But if you were excited, you're like, something new. I didn't even like that job. I'm excited to get into a job that I am passionate about. Then it would generate a different feeling, a level of excitement. You see? If you're just getting out of a relationship and you give the meaning that that relationship was everything and that you're nothing now and it completed you and you don't think you're ever going to find someone and you're really identified with that person, then what happens is that belief will then generate a feeling of lack, a feeling of scarcity, a feeling of I'm not enough, or I'm not worthy, or what happens, I feel like I lost something. The feeling comes from the meaning and the belief. Always. That's where it starts. Now, I show you the cycle because this is something that I teach when it comes to belief shifting. Now, belief shifting is about realizing that if you want to make any change, you must first off change the belief. You first off get to the core, because a lot of the beliefs you have are just on autopilot. You may feel awkward when you're around certain people, and it's because you may have a belief of something that happened when you were younger that caused you to have a certain meaning that says that this is how I relate to the world, this is who I am. Then it generates a feeling, which then has the continuous thoughts, which perpetuates an action, which reaps a certain result, which then reinforces that belief. So the key to this process is really awareness of the beliefs. Once you become aware of the beliefs, you can then see that most of the beliefs you had were made unconsciously. They were given to you by your family. They were given to you by your friends. They were given to you from experiences, or you generated the meaning, but you had to agree to it. If somebody tells you you're awkward, and I've used this analogy before, but if someone says you're a doo-doo head, and you say, oh my goodness, I'm a doo-doo head. No, I'm a doo-doo head. No, I believe I'm a doo-doo head. And I'm going to feel the feelings of me being a doo-doo head when I'm around other people. And then I'm going to be a doo-doo head. Thought I'm a doo-doo head. I'm going to take action like I'm a doo-doo head. I'm going to get the result in reality that I'm a doo-doo head. But let's say instead of thinking I'm a doo-doo head and internalizing that, someone says you're a doo-doo head. And you go, heh, you said doo-doo. See what I mean? Then it doesn't get internalized. Then you don't have this long belief that says, I'm a doo-doo head, I feel like I'm a doo-doo head, and you're like, I'm just me, and someone said doo-doo head. You see what I mean? We don't have to internalize these meanings that we give things in life, and by not internalizing it, it doesn't become a part of us. So anytime someone says something to you, you can choose to not internalize it. You get to choose what you believe about you. So this is about knowing that you're not a doo-doo head, okay? You're not a doo-doo head. I'm telling you right now, you're not a doo-doo head. Don't you worry about being a doo-doo head, because I'm telling you right now, you're not a doo-doo head. Now, back to belief. So, this process, there's a certain, depends on the level of consciousness you are intending to master. So, belief. So you can become aware of your beliefs. There's a 3-step process of belief shifting. So, should have put it on this side. So, A is awareness. 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 Becoming aware of the belief. Asking yourself, and sometimes you can follow the trail of your belief. You want to know how you know what your beliefs are? What are the actions you're taking? Sometimes it gets a little tricky when you're going to feeling or thoughts. What I believe is so intellectual. It's so intellectual what I believe. No, someone say, I believe I'm a millionaire and I have the potential to be a millionaire. But they're not taking any action whatsoever. But if you really actually believed it, then you would have actions that correlate with that. So normally you can trace your beliefs back with your action. I could say, yeah, I'm so doing so much action for my business and always put in so much work and have to have a crazy work ethic, which is something I go through, by the way, because I put so much into my business and what I do. Oh, I believe I don't need it. Well, I'm still making daily videos. I'm still doing many different aspects of the business every day. So do I really believe it? No. So that's, you can see whether what you do is in alignment of what you believe. So awareness, become aware of your reality and where you are. And if you want to know what your beliefs are, look around. How much do I believe I can make a year? Well, how much you make in a year? How much do I believe I'm worthy in a good relationship? Are you in a good relationship? Do I believe that I'm healthy and it's easy to work out? See what I mean? Are you working out? You healthy? How do you feel? What kind of food do you eat? These are the things and ways of tracing your belief. Now here's the process. First off, awareness. This is what I call the belief shifting process. This is something that I teach. Awareness, becoming aware of the belief, do an inquiry where you find out what that belief is. You trace that belief back. Then what you do is you let it go. Let it go. How do you let go of a belief? Well, you first off become aware of it, and then you realize it ain't serving anymore. Most of the beliefs you have some type of payoff from. Whether the payoff is, then you can be right. You see, we all have this ego. The ego wants to do everything it can to survive in the way that it sees itself. So the ego will do everything it can to survive, and the ego is trying to stay consistent to the way it defines itself. So you may become aware that you have this belief that you can only make $150,000 per year, and you may want to let that go, but maybe part of you wouldn't want to have to figure out how to make more, or you think your friends would judge you if you did make more and you were trying to do personal development stuff, or maybe it's you think you'd have to take more action. You don't know if you really want to have to do that in life right now, and there's a subconscious attachment there to the way that you see yourself that's keeping that the same. So what you have to do is you have to let it go by becoming aware of the payoff and then letting that go. Letting go the need to be right will actually do that completely for you. Your need to be right. Your need to be right. The ego always wants to be right. I've experienced this many times, especially when it comes to things where I'm like, no, well, that shouldn't have happened. That shouldn't have happened. It's the principle. That shouldn't have happened. And then based on that, it causes a lot of negative emotions, a lot of negative thoughts, and a lot of negative feelings. And to be attached to the belief. So awareness, let it go, let it go. What did I do right here? W. Wire in the new belief. You wire in the new belief. So, wiring in the new belief. So let's say it's that of $50,000 a year. You want to make $100,000 a year. 100,000. Oh my God. So, what you do is become aware of that belief that says that, yeah, I have $50,000 a year. I see myself as somebody, as my self-image, only able to make $50K a year. And then you become aware of it and you say, why do I want to stay there? It's on autopilot. My parents made that much. Maybe that's what I'm worthy of. And you become aware of that, and then you say, you know what, I'm going to let that go, and I'm going to wire in the new belief. Now, then, the new belief that you wire in, you can wire this in with reference experience of any of these things. You first off identify what the belief is that you want to wire in. Maybe that belief is, I want to make $100K a year. So then what you do is you use your imagination to see what that version of you, what that would feel like. Then to see what the thoughts are consistently of that. Then to take action as if you do make $100K a year, and then to see that result. But you have to wire in these other things to then get to here. Now, one of the other biggest hacks that I found is something that I also teach in the belief shifting process, which is that of finding a belief mentor. A mentor. A mentor, somebody that believes something similar to what you want to believe. So, one way you do this is through reading books. Reading books of people that believe what you want to believe. Because then you get yourself into the mental framework, and in the mental framework you can then see how you can perpetuate this cycle for you. So, this is about becoming aware and finding someone else that's in the same energy field as someone you want to be like. Maybe you want to own your own art gallery studio and you say, you know what, I'm going to go work for somebody that owns an art gallery studio. I'm going to be an assistant for them 1 day a week and learn from them and be in their energy field and see what they believe and ask them questions. You see, that's one of the most powerful ways I found to wire in a belief, but then you have to do something consistently. You know, I wired in a belief that I am a full-time YouTuber before I was a full-time YouTuber. And what I did is I went straight to the action. I said, I'm going to make videos every single day, no matter what, until I'm full-time on YouTube. And I did that, which then eventually generated more feeling of the passion, which I was already somewhat passionate about it, but it amplified it. Then the thoughts were consistent to, oh, this is something possible for me. I'm going to continue to take action, which then eventually got me the result. So that is the belief shifting process. That's also something that I teach in something called The Shift Academy, which is a month-to-month coaching academy where I show you how to apply this in every area of your life. I do something in there I've never done before. What I do is I do a Zoom call every single month that's 2 hours long. A Zoom call is different than a YouTube Live or an Instagram Live. I actually bring people on and I work with them and I show them the framework. I show them how to work through this process so that you see them go through the shift and they go through the shift as well. So it's something you can see and relate to your own life, and then you also have an opportunity to come on to get one-on-one coaching from me. So this is called the Shift Academy. You will also get videos every single month as you're in the academy that show you how to go through this process, how to create the shift in consciousness that you've heard me speak about before. And this is something that will help you to transform your life. You also get a mastermind of like-minded people, which helps out with this process of finding belief mentors and people that believe something similar to then create a powerful mode of transformation. So this is something, I'll make sure this video goes out. You will see a link below with the lowest price you'll ever see, plus a really cool bonus there if you join soon. And eventually that will go away, but it's to join the Shift Academy, which will help you to shift out of your prior beliefs and into a higher state of consciousness. Now let me show you something else. The other thing that I teach in that academy is, this is belief. The paradox is, it's still a lie. You see how this is coming full circle now? It's only a belief because we believe it to be true, therefore that's our reality. It's still a form of illusion. Now if we go to, that's at a 450 on that scale of consciousness, that's where we are when we're learning how to architect our own reality. 500 and above, you get out of belief and you get into being. Be present to the moment. Just be who you really are. This sounds very cliche, we've heard it many times, but go beyond belief and go into being. Go into being. You are an infinite spiritual being having a temporary human experience, and no matter the limitation that you have of your beliefs, it'll keep you in a little prison. So what I'm saying is you go beyond all these beliefs and you go into being. Experience reality for yourself. Whatever people told you about the way reality works, question it, doubt it, and then be. Experience it for you. Experience everything as if you were experiencing it for the first time. Be open to infinite possibility. That's freedom. Freedom from this belief about who you are. Freedom from the old self-image. In order to become anything you want and everything, you must become nothing. 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 No thing. No one thing. Not person that can make $100K a year. Not some person that's worthy to be in a relationship. You become no thing. You free yourself at this higher level of consciousness. This is what a true shift in consciousness is about, is becoming free to be yourself, becoming free to enjoy life, becoming more childlike and free without the limitations of the self-imposed beliefs that we have about reality. This is about going beyond the level of the mental construct and into a level of experiential reality. That is what I really teach in the Shift Academy, and that's what I show people how to do. So, like I said, if you want to join, enrollment is open right now for that of the Shift Academy. You can click on the top of the link below. It's a month-to-month thing. You can cancel at any time. There's no contract or anything like that. And the price will soon be going up on it because the Zoom sessions I'll be doing are very valuable, and it's just something that right now I'm offering at a deal for anybody that joins, because it means that you watch my content, and I wanted to offer that to people that were fans of the content. So with that being said, first off, if you like this video, because do me a huge favor and like this video, let me know. I'll do more with the board like this where I show a lot of these different processes. And other than that, I will see you on the next video. Peace, much love, and namaste.